We've all seen rules in video games and done the exact opposite, but boxes falling on your head, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, ouch, pretty mean, but this is nothing compared to Saints Row 4. Thanks to the Christmas DLC, this door appears blocked entirely by candy canes. The only way to get through is by licking and hoping it melts away. But then a progress bar shows it's gonna take way too long. For anyone who sits here and keeps spamming the lick button, after almost 10 minutes, the devs admit, we didn't expect anyone to actually make it this far. You just like the noise, don't you, sicko? So maybe I am, because once the bar finally reaches the end, this happens.
Refreshing. Oh, it's locked.
Speaking of secret doors, Neon White has an area that can only be accessed if you smash through the ground. You have to go down this elevator shaft until the exit reveals itself, but if you somehow miss it and keep digging, you'll rightfully find yourself on Idiot Island. Now sometimes you just want to skip the cutscenes and get on with the game, but if you try that in South Park, they don't take it well.
Oh, you don't want to skip this, dude. This is sweet.
If you continue to do this after the warnings,
Will you stop interrupting, please?
Carbon punishes you.
Okay, fine. You can skip cutscenes if you really want to, asshole.
There's one game that trolls people it's high on life. They basically designed this game just to roast players. And so in one of the main quests, you have to do a training program, and this involves waiting in a room for 1 whole hour. Yeah, 60 minutes in real time. You can't just break out of there and continue with the story, but what happens to people who sit here and actually wait? I mean, surely there's gotta be a reward or achievement, right? Well, once 60 minutes pass, Douglas says this.
Okay, good work. You waited an hour. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, here we go. Door opening now. Hello again. If you're seeing this video, it means the door got stuck. So we're sending a guy to fix it. He'll be there in a week or whatever.
There's only a handful of games out there that let you gain weight from eating, but San Andreas does it better than all of them. If you eat an insane amount of food, CJ will get super fat, which sounds like a simple joke until you realize you're locked out of jetpack missions because he's too heavy.
Come back here when you've lost some weight, fatso.
And in Mario & Luigi Dream Team, you can find this fountain full of healing water. Players immediately drank from it to replenish their HP, not expecting to be trolled in return. After drinking, Mario and Luigi fall asleep, and you're taken into a dream state where you have to read a super long monologue, and then as things calm down, it's officially game over. People were shocked and reset their console or shut down the game before it could save, only for it to be a prank. If you had just waited long enough, Mario and Luigi will wake up and be perfectly fine. Now you'd have to be really dumb to fall for this troll in Modern Warfare. As your squad approaches their target, the wolf, they move furniture to get into the room, and for some reason, there's enough space for you to stand in the way and get crushed to death by a shelf. Well, to rub it in even more, you'll get a patronizing message telling you to use the thumbsticks and dodge the shelf the next time. I mean, that's gotta hurt. But a truly hidden secret is in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. There's a Deadpool level, and if you have to do something, you can just hit pause until you're on this menu for way too long. Then Deadpool himself shows up and he just starts breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, look at the widow baby with the cute widow pause button. Right, go ahead and pause whenever it's convenient for you. What about me? What about my needs?
One of the best developers in the world is Rockstar Games, and they are the best at roasting players. Especially in GTA Online, where they sold new apartments with the High Life DLC. People were excited to try out the new properties, and when they viewed it, the listing said, you can enjoy ocean views far above the fray of tourists and bums. It sounds perfect for a millionaire, right? That's why it costs $500,000, which tons of players immediately spent without hesitation. Well, it looks like Rockstar is teaching you a valuable lesson here. Always do your research before spending money, because as you walk into your new $500K apartment, you can see the ocean, sure, it's just through the alleyway of other buildings. And it's not the only middle finger to hardcore players. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has one of the toughest collectibles out there. In the first game, you had to find Korok seeds, and there were over 900 of them. It took a lot of hours to do this, and the reward was a golden turd. Now in the sequel, there's even more Koroks to find, and people have been grinding for weeks to be the first. Well, it turns out all that effort was for nothing. Instead of an actual gift, you get Hetsu's poop once again, but this time, there's an extra layer of poop. Congratulations. With toilets the garbage over in Fortnite, you could dumpster dive to hide from enemies, but I mean, only noobs do this. It's pretty rare that someone actually sits in one of these, so more often than not, it's a new player and Fortnite knows it. So do it, and the game rewards you with an achievement, I'm trash. And just when you thought it couldn't get more humiliating, the description pops up calling you just the worst. As you know, High on Life doesn't pull their punches either, so when you go AFK for too long, Kenny has some humiliating questions.
Are you in the bathroom or something and you forgot to pause the... Are you taking a disgusting
And speaking of narrators, the best one is Bruce Campbell in Spider-Man. A ton of people played this game and skipped the tutorial, assuming they would figure it out later. Well, it's only for them to be stuck in the first couple of levels and need help. So that's where Bruce comes in, roasting you for skipping the important parts.
If you press the zip line button, you'll zip in the direction you're crawling. Of course, you'd know this if you played the basic tutorial, but I guess you're just cooler than the rest of us.
So at that point, you're hoping no one saw you get humiliated, but in 50 Cent's Blood on the Sand, everyone knows how bad you are. If you pick easy mode in the game, it's basically impossible to fail. They hold your hand the entire way through. If you somehow die, first of all, you should probably retire from gaming, and second, you'll get the secret achievement, Not Bulletproof. So great, now all your friends know how terrible you are. Now, one of the funniest trolls is from the developers of Splitgate. When their game dropped, every other release was a battle royale, and they felt surrounded. So to prank their fan base, the devs announced Splitgate Battle Royale, and all you had to do to play it was jump in the drop zone. Over in Sonic Unleashed, even the composers know how bad you are. If you finish a level with a terrible grade, Sonic will fall to his hands and knees in agony as the band equally gives up. Sonic has a dedicated fan base, but so does Dark Souls, and players are desperate to find out everything they can about the story. The tiniest of items could be important to the lore, and one of them was this pendant. It had no powers or abilities, but the creator of Dark Souls, Miyazaki, insisted there was a hidden meaning behind the pendant. So people chose it as their starting gift, hoping their patience would be rewarded. Well, that's until they finally revealed its true meaning years later, and it turns out the pendant's hidden power was that it had no power. Anyone who picked it was simply falling for a prank. Metal Gear Solid is a pretty old game by now, but even they knew how weird it is to own a mono TV. I mean, do they even sell these things anymore? Either way, if you played the game with mono sound, the Colonel mocks you for it.
Snake, you're not using a stereo TV?
It can't be. A mono TV.
Snake, don't worry about it. There's more to being a good person than just having a stereo television.
But there's a game called The Dishwasher Vampire Smile, and if that name wasn't strange enough, it gets more ridiculous. It's full of difficult violent monsters, and it's pretty easy to die over and over again, but the game isn't forgiving. If you die enough times, get ready to be demoted to Pretty Princess difficulty. Your enemies can't touch you, and the blood turns into cartoon hearts and glitter. So yeah, you were so bad at the game, it enabled baby mode. So if you're gonna get roasted, make sure a celebrity's doing it, because it gets hilarious. Jurassic Park 2 got its own video game tie-in, and if that wasn't weird enough, it is full of DNA collectibles. If you spend hours hunting down these tokens, then beat the game, your reward is a special video from Jeff Goldblum.
Hello, you made it through. And all that time, and now you're done, you did it. Now you know what you should do? Turn the thing off, for heaven's sakes, and go outside. Go, really. Turn off.
That's not the only time devs have messed with players. In Shenmue 2, there's a mission where you can talk to a barber and he threatens to kill you. At this point in the game, most people are used to QuickTime events, but you should have listened when he said,
Listen, do not move, no matter what happens.
If you hit the QuickTime event button afterwards, he sends you home and refuses to talk to you. And then you have to come back the next day and start the mission all over again. This time, not moving at all. Well, maybe you should have listened. Back to Metal Gear Solid, there's a secret only a tiny amount of people know about. If you wanted to save in this game, you had to pull out your phone and call Mei Ling. Then she'd give you the option, but you could choose not to save your progress. I mean, weird, right? If you keep calling and not saving, she'll eventually get tired of you.
Come on, Snake, don't call me for no reason.
And to make things worse, great job. Now you're banned from saving and you really messed that one up. Congratulations for making it through 24 games that troll you. It's been Tommy and keep it here on T5G.